Hi guys, welcome. Welcome to another INFJ ramble. I hope you're doing well and I hope you are enjoying this beautiful day. Today I was going to talk about attention and why it's so important to be mindful of how you are spending and investing your attention. I know in previous videos I did touch briefly upon how your time and your attention are your most valuable assets and commodities, you know, and it's true. A lot of people think that or place a lot of value in material things, but we fail to acknowledge the immaterial things that really lead us towards, I want to say, a satisfying life, you know? Um, so, your time and attention, think about it. It's more valuable than money, and it's more valuable than anything you will ever own. And yeah, it's not tangible. You can't touch it or feel it, but it's definitely there. You know what I mean? Think about, let's take a moment. Let's take a moment to think about what we are currently giving our attention and time to. A lot of people give their attention and time to, I want to say, if they're not overthinking, which is, giving your attention and time towards all the thoughts that are circulating in your head. When you're overthinking, we're normally just kind of like paying attention and giving our time away to everything outside of us, whether it be a job, whether it be, you know, responsibilities, whether it be another person, and it's really important to, I want to say, take stock of where this time and attention is going. And also, like, take stock of, like, whether or not what you are paying attention to is bringing value to your life. How do you know if something is bringing value to your life? Well, I feel like a good gauge is it bringing you more chaos or is it bringing you more peace? You know? And I know, like, to some degree, when something is bringing you chaos, it's definitely like opportunity to self assess and self analyze and also to grow in knowledge when it comes to these things. But I feel like a lot of people are striving towards attaining, I want to say, a life that feels satisfying, a life that feels to some degree effortless, a life that promotes well being, because you can't operate optimally if you're not feeling your best. So that's why, like, for me, it's like if you're investing in things that are not um, helping you to maintain some type of like higher sense of well-being, then that's when I'm like, well, maybe you need to step back and assess like what needs to change or what needs to be extracted and what needs to be discarded, whether it be a job or a relationship or a living circumstance or anything. If it's not elevating you, if it's not promoting, I want to say, your evolution, or it's not pushing you to be more of who you really are, then some of these things need to be discarded. But in order to realize what needs to be discarded or not, you need to be attentive. You know what I mean? So, yeah, our attention is definitely being fragmented. I think social media and a lot of, like, I want to say, like, an excessive amount of access to information has been completely killing our attention. You know, it's just like social media, I want to say like access to the internet. And although these things can be beneficial, it's like, I think it's dependent on like where your attention is going, and is it in alignment with the life you want to live. You know what I mean? Also, like, I don't know about you guys, but I used to be an excessive overthinker. And like now that we have the internet, even though it's such a grand tool, I find myself sometimes like being overwhelmed with the amount of information that I have access to. It's almost like when you have too many options and then you're just paralyzed because your mind is just so like over stimulated, and it just can't like hone in on a particular thing because there's too many things in front of it, you know? And that's why I feel like taking time for yourself, being present in the moment, are useful investments, you know, because it helps you to become more clear in what you want in life and how you want your life to look like, and the things you would like to add to it or subtract from it, you know, depending on what kind of vision you have. If I'm even making sense. But yeah, it's just so important to be aware of like where your attention is going. You know, because where attention goes, energy flows, and where energy flows, you'll get more of that. And that's why, like, I know, like, if you're on the path of self improvement or self knowing, I think people recognize that, you know, it's important to regulate and manage where your time and attention is going, because the things you spend most attention on is what you're feeding. And if you're feeding that, then that's going to grow. So if you're feeding things that don't promote, like, I want to say, your highest good, I suppose. And what is your highest good? Your highest good is like things that help you to live a more balanced and wholesome life, you know? Yeah, I feel like if you're not paying attention to things that help you to live a more wholesome and balanced life, then that's when chaos ensues, you know? I was also going to say that that's why, like, in previous videos, I touch on, you know, why it's so important to be aware of your inner dialogue, because you are basically projecting your reality into this world based on your internal dialogue, your internal belief systems, things that you know, believe and perceive will be projected into reality. So if you are experiencing something that's chaotic, or you're having relationships with people that are chaotic, it's probably to some degree being generated from you, you know? The attention is going outward, but in order to really pinpoint these things so that you can, you know, adjust, the attention needs to go inward. You know, it's kind of like, um, yeah, inward, so that you can be more aware of like what you have constructed within yourself. Because what you have constructed within yourself is being constructed outside of yourself, if that even makes sense. For me, I feel like people are, whether they realize it or not, they're trying to attain a certain level of peace. And I know most people would say, like, oh no, I want to be happy, I want to be successful, I want to be loved. But at the same time, I don't think that these things are necessarily these things are, transient. Like they are not long lasting. But I feel like if you attain a certain level of peace within yourself, you know, then those things become a byproduct of peace. Like happiness comes, success comes, love comes when you are in a neutral point and you are at a place of peace within yourself, you know? Um, I don't know what else I wanted to say. But if you learned something from this video, cool. If you didn't, that's cool too. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for your time. And I hope everybody is having a very merry and happy holidays. Stay safe and amen.